Hi guys, I'm Rene Valika Beso. So for today's video, our topic is about new technologies, old technologies, and millennials. Almost of all millennials, 100% they say they use internet, and 19% of them use smartphone. Large shares of Gen 91%, and boomers, 85% compared to others. By the way, what is news? News is the information available to its audience about the current events that are happening locally or globally. Common topics used and discussed for news report include government, politics, weather, catastrophes, economy, education, health, entertainment, fashions, athletics, events, and so on. It may be provided through different platforms depending from each current generations. What is baby boomers? Baby boomers are people who were born from 1946 to 1964, while the Gen Zers are the one who were born from 1965 to 1980. There is a huge difference on how news was received by the people from the old times and now. When the old generations think about the news, they think of the old ways of how they come to be updated with the news. It may be through the radio or the newspaper and the good old-fashioned television. But with the innovations of today's generations, millennials now have different ways to consume and get updated with the news. About 85% of the millennials say that they are updated with the latest news. A number that people consider staggering, knowing that people actually blame the millennials for the death of the newspaper. How millennials get up to date. A quick look into millennials generation explain to how they can easily get up the date with the news. This millennials generations does not really on the newspapers or the television just like the baby boomers and the some Gen Zers do. They get their news through social media network like Facebook, Twitter, and such. A study suggests that about 61% of millennials get up to date with their political news by using Facebook. Most millennials spend about 27 hours a week online, says Nelson, who conducted a study in the third quarter of 2016. Some of us millennials, they use Facebook, Twitter, and so on. How do we know that we think we know? Though knowledge is one on the grasp of users through the internet, people still are having a hard time getting access to it, leaving many of them lacking. How do we know what we think we know? This is an epistemological question that has been continually debated and explained. A man explained that two sources of knowledge can exist. There are two kinds of knowledge that can exist. First is expert knowledge. Expert knowledge acquired by those who study and read scientific papers, conduct and examine findings from studies, and those who earn from advanced degrees. They are people who are called in for advice on the respective subjects of study. Number two is wiki knowledge. Most millennials know about wiki or Wikipedia or website or